love work. I love my job. I love to work. I love to work when things are going great, and I love to work when things are going crappy. I just sort of love my work.
There are certain actors out there in Hollywood that you often associate with a single role, mainly because they did that role so well that it's become a part of culture in a way that transcends spoken word. A great example of this is Jennifer Aniston. Despite being a very successful actress in terms of both TV and movies, and winning awards at times for her performances, most people recognize her as Rachel from Friends.
Let me just see if I've got this right. So this is a half-calf, double-tall, easy hazelnut, non-fat, no foam, with whip.
Which is fine to an extent, as that's the role that absolutely helped define her career. But as you'll soon see, she is much more than just that role. Allow us to show you Jennifer Aniston then and now. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Jennifer Aniston's early life and family. There are several ways to get into Hollywood, as you might expect. Some, including a man that Aniston would marry later on in life, leave everything behind to try and go and make it in Hollywood. But for Aniston herself, she was kind of born into it. We say that because she was born in Sherman Oaks near Los Angeles, and both of her parents were actors. So you would say that she was destined for acting, and would be encouraged by her parents to go and do that to follow the family business, right? Well, no. As a child, she moved to New York City, and despite her father's television career, she was discouraged from watching television, though she found ways around the prohibition. Having discovered acting at age 11 at the Waldorf school she attended, Aniston enrolled in Manhattan's Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Arts and Performing Arts, where she joined the school's drama society, a move that would obviously benefit her in the times to come, as she would try and make acting her life. Early struggles and performances. Another assumption you might have made about Jennifer Aniston is that once she discovered she had the acting bug, she would have been a shoo-in for roles, especially with her family's help. Alas, that wasn't the case, especially in the beginning of her career. For example, to start her career, she went and did off-Broadway shows, meaning theaters in Manhattan that had a smaller capacity than pure Broadway shows, like For Dear Life and Dancing on Checkers' Grave. Furthermore, while doing these roles, she worked as a telemarketer, waitress, and bike messenger, fully showing that she had to work hard to try and achieve her dreams. Which did and did not happen soon after, because after a while, she was cast in a couple of TV series. 4 of them, in fact. Why don't you know about these series? Because they were all canceled. Some even very quickly. And the sole movie she was in via Leprechaun, she notes as her worst role ever. Not exactly the best start to a career, but Friends. Depressed over her 4 unsuccessful television shows, Aniston approached Warren Littlefield at a Los Angeles gas station asking for reassurance. The head of NBC Entertainment encouraged her to continue acting, and a few months later helped cast her in Friends, a show that all of you likely know about, and some of you have watched a lot. And much more than a lot, but we won't judge much. Funnily enough, when she was first cast, she was supposed to be Monica Geller, but when Courtney Cox was brought in, she was deemed a better fit for this part, and thus Aniston got to be the role she was destined to be in Rachel Green. Now, some of you might wonder why Rachel Green was such a beloved character, and had such a following throughout the show's 10 years of life on NBC. Obviously, part of it was because of how Aniston played her. She delivered a strength to the role, as well as a kindness and hilarity that drew people to her. Remember, she went through quite a few transformations over the series in terms of personality. She was a spoiled brat when she debuted, but became someone much better, wiser, and stronger as the show went on, and eventually became a strong-willed and confident businesswoman. When tied to her other friends on the show, Rachel became the breakout star in many ways. Not to mention, people really appreciated how Rachel looked. Her hairstyle as of season 2 was so popular that it became something that many women in America emulated. even calling it The Rachel. Aniston received 5 Primetime Emmy Award nominations as Rachel Green, 2 for Supporting Actress, 3 for Lead Actress, including a win for Lead Actress. She was also nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards and 1 in 2003 as Best Actress, Television Series, Musical, or Comedy. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, Aniston, along with her female co-stars, became the highest paid television actress of all time, with her $1 million per episode paycheck for the final season of Friends. Oh, and then there was the Ross and Rachel romance that everyone still talks about to this day. But you already know how that plays out, so we'll just move on. The point is, not unlike many before her, Aniston got the role of a lifetime, and when she did, she made the most of it, and it returned the favor, because both during and after her time on Friends, Aniston became a superstar in Hollywood, and that led her to many roles and opportunities. Movies. She stopped doing movies for a while before getting her role in Friends, but once her popularity exploded, she found herself getting more and more roles alongside some of Hollywood's biggest names, including Paul Rudd, Kevin Bacon, Jim Carrey, and more. She was a key part in the cult classic film Office Space, was Jim Carrey's love interest in Bruce Almighty, but was a very strong character for the record. Worked alongside Ben Stiller in Along Came Polly, did The Breakup with Vince Vaughn, and you get the idea. To be fair, not all the movies she did were great, or even career-defining in the film sense. In fact, one of her most praised roles was that of an indie film she did via The Good Girl, but when she did get critical praise, it was well-deserved. A great example of this being the movie Marley and Me, or her role in Horrible Bosses. However, even with all of this, it was only a matter of time before she went and returned to television after Friends ended. TV return. To be clear, she's had multiple returns to television over the years, including being on her former Friends co-star Courtney Cox's show, Dirt, as well as appearing in Cougar Town, 30 Rock, and more. And she did many movies in between them. But her true return to television was that of Apple TV Plus's The Morning Show. On the surface, that doesn't mean much, because this was yet another streaming service, and surely nothing good could come from this, right? Not true, because not only was this the role that Aniston needed to rebuild her career in certain ways, her character of Alex Levi was a very different character from Rachel Green, and allowed her to show her acting ability in ways that other roles couldn't, or wouldn't. Despite some critics saying that the show wasn't up to snuff, the award ceremonies felt differently. Aniston won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Drama Series, and was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, and 2 Golden Globe Awards for Best Actress, Television Series, Drama, and Best Television Series. Drama as the series producer. The show was meant to get its 2nd season last year, but the global pandemic ruled that out. It's going to arrive sometime this year. Relationships. Sadly, not unlike many before her, another way that many have defined Jennifer Aniston is because of her relationships. One of whom was with the biggest man in Hollywood at one point in time, via Brad Pitt. They met via their agents, believe it or not, and when they were married, it was a very big deal, because he was a king of the movies and she was a queen of television, so a very A-list marriage. But as you would expect, that meant that there was a lot of attention on them, to the extent that rumors popped up about why they weren't on good terms at one point in time. And Angelina Jolie showed up, and we'll let the story end there. She's had a couple of relationships since then, including another engagement, but she's been single since 2017, and she seems very happy with where she is right now in life. And yes, for those of you out there who are still attached to her as Rachel Green, a Friends reunion special has been done for HBO Max and will air soon. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Jennifer Aniston, and how she is much more than Rachel from Friends? Have you seen some of her work outside of Friends? Are you happy that she's found success via The Morning Show and other projects? What is your favorite role that Jennifer Aniston has done? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.